Welcome to Backstory with your hosts, Mylars bandmates and lifelong friends, Quig and Danny. The guys have lots of fun episodes coming, so please take a second to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss anything. Now, here's your hosts, Quig and Danny.
Welcome to Backstory. I'm Quig.
And I'm Danny.
And on this episode of Backstory, we're going to talk about The Sopranos. So at the end of our Backstory on Route 22, the trivia question answer was The Sopranos. And we mentioned that Danny was on an episode of The Sopranos. We said we'd come back to it, and here we are. So Dan, tell us.
Well, it was funny how it all started, actually. So you and I were managing a band called the Little Kings out of a studio in Union called Network Studios. At the same time, I was rehearsing with a band that I was in called No Soap Radio. And we were a club band playing the local Jersey scene, making a little noise, having fun. And oddly enough, in No Soap Radio is the Mylars drummer, Chris O'Hara. So, you know, we all have a long history together.
My favorite drummer.
Mine too. So No Soap Radio was rehearsing over at Network Studios, and we got a call that The Sopranos was casting for a band for one of their episodes. And being that that was my favorite show to begin with, I mean, Sunday nights were such a treat to come home and watch The Sopranos every Sunday night. That was something that everybody looked forward to. Being a huge fan, of course, we were like, yes, we have to go for this. So we sent a press kit in, I guess probably along with a lot of other bands, and we waited to hear something. It took a while. And then we got a message back saying that they were very interested in us. Could we send a little bit more follow-up information? We did. And then we got the call that we, in fact, got the scene. We got the role. So we were thrilled, beyond words, of course. They gave us a day to come down and do the filming. We did the filming all in one day. And I remember they said, here's the location. And they gave us an address in Newark, New Jersey. And the address seemed really familiar when I looked at the address. I was like, that's odd. I know that address. And it was funny because when we pulled up to the location that day for the filming, it happened to be a rock club called Studio One that you and I, Nick, played back in the day many times. You know, the Citizens.
Yeah, but we had a star on the wall.
We had a star on the wall, right? Yeah.
Yes.
We were rock stars. Anyway, so it was actually at the club Studio One in Newark, New Jersey. So we got there and, you know, we checked in and they, you know, pointed us to our trailer, which was a huge thing for us. We actually had our own trailer for makeup and hair and all that stuff. And we went in there and got ready to do our filming. Walking through the parking lot, the first cast member we encountered was Joe Pantoliano, who played Ralphie Cifaretto on the show. And he was great. He took a picture with us and that was awesome. Then we went to hair and makeup and got ready for our big scene. We are in, if anybody wants to see it, we are a part of Season 4, Episode 5. The episode is called Pie Oh My, so you can look it up quicker. We actually open the episode, so as soon as the credits roll, the first thing you see is the inside of the rock bar that was owned by, in the episode, the fictional character Adriana, who was played by Drea Di Matteo, who was wonderful as well to us. She was great. So yeah, so you can look it up that way. And then, you know, the whole day was just, it was almost like you were in a dream sequence of your favorite show. You know,
cool.
We did a lot of time filming, but we did a lot of time in catering because I didn't realize this, but as an actor, you spend a lot of time in catering eating and you spend, you know, a portion of the time filming and then they'll cut and then you'll go back to food. So, that was part of the day. So I think it was probably about, I don't know, maybe about a 10-hour workday. And what was really cool, so I think we were on scene with a bunch of the cast members, not all of them, but Furio was with us, who was played by Federico Castelluccio. Christopher, Michael Imperioli was there. Tony Soprano, of course, James Gandolfini was there, and little Steven Van Zandt, who played Silvio Dante. So those main characters were there along with Adriana. And everybody was super nice to us. They took photos with us after the filming was done. Silvio, who knows little Steven is Bruce Springsteen's lead guitar player, talked to us about the music business and you know, it was just amazing just hanging with all of them and taking pictures. I do remember the one thing that was kind of odd about the day is James Gandolfini was kind of quiet. He was off to the side to himself. And I remember the director came up to us that day and he said, listen, you know, feel free, hang with everybody, have a great time, but, you know, kind of let James be in his own kind of place for the day. He's got the flu. He had actually a very bad cold the day we were filming. And he was being very self-conscious because his voice kept cracking. And they would cut and redo the scenes that he was in, and he would keep you know talking his scenes, and his voice kept cracking. So little behind the scenes trivia that I don't think really anybody would know if they weren't there that day. So if you watch that episode, really that whole episode, his voice was in rough shape that day.
That's like a show must go on.
Yeah, I mean he was really nice. He said hi, he waved to us and everything, but we kind of made sure we kept our distance because we knew he didn't feel well. And then I guess what was really cool about the episode too is that when we got there, they informed us that they weren't going to change our name of the band. A lot of times when you go and you're actors and you film these kinds of episodes, they're like, okay, okay, today you're going to be, I don't know, Stinky Fish or whatever the heck the name of the band's going to be. And they were like, we got there and like, no, we like No Soap Radio. We're going to keep the name of your band legit. And they also, which was an added bonus, they said, we want you to play your song. So that song in the episode, which is a song called All About You, is actually our original, No Soap Radio's original. So it was on our record back in the day. And so we got to keep our name, we got to play our own song. And of course, being a band on the Jersey club scene, that was a huge, promotional advantage for us.
You guys even had special T-shirts.
We did. We had special T-shirts, No Soap Radio printed in the Sopranos font with a gun. And, we loved it. We ate it up, and it was a once in a lifetime experience for us. So we're so happy and so proud that we were able to do it.
Well, that's awesome. That sounds like a great experience. Well, let's hear All About You, and we'll also put All About You up on the Melody Records page by itself if you like it and you want to listen to it on its own, of course, by No Soap Radio. But before we do, we have a trivia question for you. So in the new Sopranos movie, The Many Saints of Newark, who plays the young Tony Soprano?
Did you comfort me with bitter thoughts?
that was All About You by No Soap Radio. So that brings us to the answer to our trivia question. So in the new Sopranos movie, The Many Saints of Newark, who plays the young Tony Soprano? Danny?
Well, that happens to be Tony's son, Michael Gandolfini, who does a terrific job in this role. I know you guys are going to love it.
And that wraps up this episode of Backstory. I'm Quig.
And I'm Danny.
And we'll see you next time.
Take care.
Backstory has been brought to you by Melody Records. We'll see you next time.